So for those who don't know me, I'm Lizzie. I'm Dan's daughter. This is probably like our 10th time maybe doing this. I'm not quite sure. But if you haven't gotten the gist yet, tonight's meal deal is like school lunches for more of like the smaller side, like middle school children. Tonight I'm gonna be prepping bacon cheddar ranch pinwheels. Pinwheels were something that I had growing up, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to incorporate my childhood into something that we still do today. So earlier when I was mixing in the bowl, I was mixing 1 package of plain cream cheese, and then for this you can have the option to throw like chives or green onions into it. Well, at my house I had on hand chive and onion cream cheese, so I just went ahead and brought that along and plopped that in here rather than going to the store and grabbing groceries for it. So that's what I have in here. And then, so that's part of the ingredient is the cream cheese, and then you can use liquid ranch, but I had dry ranch on hand. I found that it works the same either way. I have about a cup and a half of grated cheddar cheese, and chopped bacon, I'd say about 8 slices cooked and chopped. And then for this, I'm using tortilla wraps. You can use sliced bread and roll it out. You can use like tomato, basil, or like spinach wraps, especially if you have small children and you're trying to incorporate veggies into their diet without them realizing it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my cream cheese mixture. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some ranch. I would say if you're using liquid ranch, I would use about half a cup, but since we're using powder, I'm just gonna use about half the packet there. Go ahead and just mix that in here quick. Just so it doesn't fluff all over. And then I'm gonna go ahead and dump the bacon in. And I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle some cheese. I use about a cup, but I measured out half a cup tonight just in case I felt like using extra. I'm a lot like my dad, and I just measure with my heart. I don't really do exact measurements, so. But no, so for pinwheels, I've had these ones at like family gatherings and such, but for school lunch for me, it was more of like ham and cheese, turkey and cheese. I even looked up some different recipes just to see what other kind of pinwheels you could do, and I saw one mom has a blog and she did like taco pinwheels, like the ground taco meat and then like the cheese, and for her she put in tomatoes and green chilies, but I'm like, I never would have thought to take like taco and like make it into a pinwheel. Not sure how messy it would be, but I think it'd be kind of fun. So now this is a pretty basic recipe, but I like basic. I don't like it be too hard, especially when I'm on the rush. So then I'm gonna add just a little bit of cheese. So after looking at it, I have about a cup of cheese in here. So then your mixture is going to look like that. If you didn't want to make it into a pinwheel, if you had like a dinner with friends or something, I'm sure this would make a really good dip too, like with crackers. So I feel like anything you can put into a pinwheel or in a wrap of some sort would make a good dip. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my wrap. Try not to break it. Go ahead and put it on the table here. Go ahead and just grab a scoop. And the key, I might end up using the knife too for this, but the key is to just make it nice and as even as possible. I know that there's lumps in this kind of dip, or in this type of seasoning. But the recipe, I wrote down a few different recipes, and that'll be posted online after this. They usually post it about like mid-morning tomorrow or so. So I have a few different recipes on the sheet that I'm going to give Caitlin. This is just one that I thought would be kind of different because it's not something you hear about every day, because when I think of pinwheels, I think ham and cheese, turkey and cheese. So I thought that maybe this one would be fun and a little different. I feel like this recipe too would be good if you use like shredded chicken, or like bought a rotisserie chicken and shredded it up. I feel like that would be good in this mixture too. I just figured I'd stay within the lines tonight. Alrighty, so I have a pretty good, and I say this one recipe alone, I'd say could probably fill up to like 3 or 4 tortillas, depending how big they are. This is just like a single recipe, but you can always double or triple it depending how many you're making it for. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead then and wrap it up here. Does it matter what knife I use to cut it? What one?
Whatever.
Okay, we're gonna go for the big guns. Okay. Then I just kind of like to cut the ends off of the wraps just because it's just really just leftover tortilla. So there's that, and then you'll have your little wrap there. And then to make it into the pinwheel fun, probably should have rolled this a little tighter, but you'll go ahead. I'd say about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch thick for the pieces. I think it's turned out pretty good. And then if you do make this, like before, like I know like with moms, it's a lot easier to make something the night ahead rather than the day of. So I did read that it's better to wait to cut this stuff in the morning. I'm sure it just has to do with the stuff that's in the roll without making it too soggy. But, and so, and there we have it. You have your little pin roll. So, I think it looks kind of cute, not gonna lie. But yeah, so that's the pin rolls. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm probably gonna end up making another one too, but I'll go ahead and add these to the plate. And I will go ahead and bring those around after I'm done cleaning. Cool. And then Dan the man can take those. Does anyone have questions for me at all? No?
No, but they look good.
They're gonna be good. I'm excited. You can always add in extra spices too, but I feel like for me, with using 2 types of cream cheese, I feel like I'm gonna get that good balance. Otherwise, like garlic powder, onion, salt, anything really else to like boost the flavor, I'd say go for it, but just because I had that extra cream cheese on hand.
Oh boy. Well, when Laura said, let's pick out a subject, she said, let's do school lunches. And I went, okay. There's a million things you can do for school lunches. Well, I think maybe I'll just start with some of these containers. Like, I went shopping today, and there's this bento, and in the lid there's a fork on this particular one, and there's a carrying case where you can put whatever you want in these 3 compartments, and then a dip holder. Then you put your salad or leftovers, what you're going to eat, in the bottom here. And I think I'm going to utilize this one. That comes out, and then there's the fork right there. And pretty ingenious for this type of a container. And then you just put it all back together and snap it. And then they got for lunches, like this particular container with fork and a spoon. And then this is a double compartment holder, which is
Big
pretty
enough
neat.
for a sandwich in that
Yes, yep. And there's a few sides in there, and then like out for Walmart, they got these, and I use these all the time. And then I have one with a 4 in it, it's a bigger one. But all these here are perfect size for school lunch. And like this one here, it's a double one, and I had it off, okay. Sandwich goes on this side, and you can put whatever you want over here, and it's all in one, and that's gonna get utilized. And then, now this is the slickest one I found. And this is, you can microwave this, you can freeze it, you can put it in the refrigerator, but you put the lid in the freezer at night, and there's these ice packs in the top, so it keeps it cold. And then these dividers, if you want an odd shape, you can do that, or do that, and you can put your whatever you want inside of these and keep them all separate, plus keep them cold till lunchtime. This was like $24, a little expensive, but kind of cool. And then this bento lunchbox, there's a lid on it, then there is a compartment here to hold something, and underneath of it you can put a sandwich. And here you can hold something underneath it, put a sandwich, and put your ranch dip in here or hot sauce. And so that's another kind of cool one. And then now they make these frozen packs, not so big and bulky, so they fit in your lunch bag a whole lot easier. But now, and these. Instead of using Ziploc baggies, these baggies here, to put snacks in them, they're reusable. You can put them in the dishwasher and rinse them out, and for 2, it's like $3. And there's no of them, whatever chemical and plastic, there's none of them in here. But 2 different sizes. They were kind of cool. So now, we get to get to the fun part of school lunches. Well, I will pretend I'm packing a school lunch. And on them you can put some fruit. I cheated and I bought cut up fruit. And, so like you got the divider in there, and put some watermelon, some fresh pineapple, some grapes, and the other one, more grapes, because that's what kids like better. And then for a snack on it, you can put, if they were good the night before, you can put trail mix in it for them in the one other compartment. These are really cool. And then you can, or you can do a sandwich. I have no recipes, and so, but there's a cool surprise one a little bit later. But for like a sandwich, you can put bread. I used to like taking cold grilled cheese sandwiches and eat them for lunch. But put some butter or mayonnaise. I brought butter. And then you can put some ham on it. The cool part's coming for the sandwich. But you can put some ham. By the way, this special came from Fairway here in Independence. And sandwich isn't good unless you got cheese on it. To add a little more betterness to it. So then you put it together, but then you take a cookie cutter and you get real fancy with it, and you put it on there and you press it down and peel away the remainder. And this is your treat for making the sandwich. And so then you can add a star sandwich, and then that can go in there.
My granddaughter liked that because she doesn't like the crust.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and if you really like them and want to show you love them, you can do one with a heart. And that's another one you could do. And, or I like these round ones. They cut out different shapes. You can do a smooth round circle or a corrugated one. And like my daughter, when she was younger, she says, "Oh, Daddy, I'm really hungry." So I'd make her one sandwich, but I'd cut it in 4 squares because she was really hungry. Or if she wasn't all that hungry, I'd just cut it diagonally. So there's only 2 instead of 4. But
The only thing I don't care about that container is the squares don't have a bottom, right?
correct.
So if you put anything juicy in there, like the watermelon, if it
Oh.
was something that you
Correct.
made
Yes.
cut up yourself, it might still have some.
Yes, and then your sandwich would taste like watermelon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is very true. And then, or, like, you could do that with one of these separate units. One of them. And then, another thing is, which Elizabeth would like to do, is we would go down to Raleigh, get sausage, and, pack cheese and sausage for her lunch, for a snack. Or she would eat that for her snack on the way home on the school bus. She was the first one on and the last one off, all the time. But she thoroughly enjoyed it.
I did.
And then, you can also pack in snack packs or applesauce, or yogurt. You can put in a yogurt, and then to go with that yogurt, I like these cherry cranberry pecan. So then I add that to my yogurt. My daughter got me started on yogurt this summer. And so then I now eat yogurt. And so that's another thing. Or you can add some cheese in a separate container. I use empty yogurt containers to put stuff in all the time. Or like on your sandwich too, you can slice up avocado, them are healthy. And I don't see where they get something that is rotten on the outside. They say it's good on the inside, but they are good. Or apples, you can do apples or carrots. And then, Or you can do these little cuties. I have to remember the name. And then that also works for a good snack. Or strawberries and raspberries, red raspberries. And then, but when Elizabeth was doing them roll-ups, what I like, spear dill pickles with them roll-ups, but put peanut butter on it. Then you put the dill pickle in it and roll it up. Oh, it's heaven. It is good. Most people think, yuck, but
Yeah, well, a lot of people put cream cheese or with dill pickle.
Pickle wrap,
yeah, yep. And then Elizabeth always liked string cheese, and so sometimes I dice up the string cheese and take toothpicks and make caterpillar. So then she would eat caterpillar. So
Was she
she
your only child?
yes. Yes. And then grab in the freezer, there's a bottle of water. And then for school lunches also, to help keep them cold, then it gives the kids something to drink. I freeze like a quarter of the bottle and then top it off with water. And then it stays nice and cold till lunchtime. And it keeps that going. And then with water too, send along a pack of the Orange Crush or whatever, so they can add to their water bottle to give them flavored water. Or fresh veggies out of the garden, that's coming up. Or the great surprise for school lunch, what most kids love, and you can do these the night before, and then you put it in the refrigerator, but you can do little pizzas. You can take English muffin, put pizza sauce on it, put a strip of ham, and then put cheese on it, put it in your air fryer for 7 minutes and melts it down, and it isn't soggy, there's a good crust on it. Or I got ham, no, this one here is just straight cheese. Or you can go to the store and buy these little pizzas. They're pre-made and they are very good. Then you can make a cheese pizza or ham and cheese and slice it up. The kids will love you for it. And it's their favorite thing because it's cold pizza. And a lot of stuff. So, any questions?
What did you bring?
A lot of good ideas there, though.
Yes.
What did you bring the little funnel for?
Oh, I brought the little funnel because I was going to take the apple, and you can pack the apple, and I bought gummy worms. So I was going to punch a hole in the side of the apple, stick a gummy worm in it, and come over here. But with Iowa hot sun sitting in my pickup, my bag of gummy worms is now one pile of mess. So I had no gummy worms to bring. But yes. Or else if you're on low carb thought, what I do at work is I take flat cheese, sliced cheese, and then ham or turkey, and then I roll just them up and just eat that without bread. And
Now, the little pizzas they have at Fairway,
yes, yep.
what
Yep.
section are they in? With,
Right across from the spaghetti,
oh, okay.
aisle 3. if I remember right.
I guess the third aisle over.
Yeah,
Over there at the meat department.
yeah, towards the meat department. And it'd be on,
Okay.
if you're going north, it'd be on your right.
Right. I've never noticed them before.
Yes, and plus they got the full-size ones. Yeah, we do homemade pizzas a lot, and mine usually are piled about that high.
Do you air fry those too, or you make
Yes.
them in air fry?
Air fry them in my Emerald 360.
Especially in the summer.
Where do you buy the wavy circle cookie cutter things?
I found them at Walmart. Yep, and when I do frog eyes, for like breakfast, take a piece of bread and you toast one side of it, and then you punch a hole in the center of it, and then you put an egg. Well, we call them frog eyes. I don't know what another name is, but so I use them for that, and yep, that's about it.
You have cupcake
Oh,
wrappers.
yes.
Those for it.
I thought I was organized. Well then these things here, this is a little clever idea. And you have your containers, and then if you want, you can put like grapes in one of these in your plastic containers, and then you can arrange them with different things in them, and it keeps them all contained. And this would be great for the watermelon inside of this unit.
Right.
And then just shove her down in there and it'll work.
Mhm.
And a lot of stuff, but sweet and easy tonight. No, actually I was gonna play with all the cookie cutters and do all the different shapes, but I think you get the hint.
Yeah.
So, any questions? So,
I think that if people think about it, they can make nutritious lunches for their kids without going to all kinds of complicated issues with it.
yes, and cause, cause everything here was basically in my fridge, so,
Little lunch ones.
yeah. Yeah,
I like the English muffins that she made into little pizzas, those are cool.
yes, yeah, and, because it's so soft, it just sucks up, you can put extra pizza sauce on it, and so it makes them better. And then if they want, they can, if the schools, I don't know if the schools have microwaves or not, what the kids can use, but,
I don't think generally, but
The high school does for the high school, middle school.
but yeah. Nope, so that is it. Plus you can send peanut butter, I guess, with pretzels. That's one of my nightly snacks. Peanut butter with seasoned pretzels. After my yogurt.
Balance.
So, yep, that's about it.